Tunde was a man drowning in hardship, once full of dreams, now crushed under the weight of poverty. His wife Ada stood by him, but no amount of love could fill their empty stomachs or heal their sick child. Their only son David was fading. His little body weakened each day, his breath shallow, his eyes dim. The doctors said he needed urgent treatment, but treatment required money. Money Tunde did not have. Desperate, he knocked on doors, called old friends, pleaded with distant relatives. Every answer was the same: "I'm sorry, I can't help." That night, as rain poured outside, Tunde sat in the darkness staring at his hands that had failed his wife, hands that could not save his son. His mind raced, searching for a way, any way, to change their fate. Then a whisper from his past crept into his thoughts. An old friend had once spoken of a place where desperate men went when they had nowhere else to turn, a place that granted wealth at a price. And that night, Tunde made a choice. Through the storm he walked. His feet carried him beyond the village, past the trees, into the forbidden depths of the forest. There, hidden in the shadows, stood an ancient shrine. A single candle flickered inside, casting eerie shadows on the walls. A figure stood waiting, tall, draped in dark robes, eyes that burned red in the dim light. A presence that sent a chill through Tunde's spine. "You seek wealth?" The voice was deep, calm, knowing. Tunde hesitated, but the image of his dying son burned in his mind. His voice trembled, but his desperation was stronger than his fear. "I will do anything." The figure stepped forward, its shadow stretching across the floor. The air grew heavy, the candle flickering as if listening. "Anything?" Tunde swallowed hard. The answer came from his soul. Yes. A parchment appeared before him, glowing with strange symbols. A knife was placed in his hand. "Sign with your blood," the figure said. Tunde's hands shook, but in his mind he saw David, weak, helpless, slipping away. He closed his eyes, pricked his finger, and let the blood stain the page. The moment his name was written, the room trembled. The candle's flame danced wildly, and before him, bundles of money appeared, stacks upon stacks, more than he had ever seen in his life. His heart pounded. His breath caught in his throat. It was real. He was rich. Without another word, he grabbed the money and ran. Tunde burst through his door, panting, his clothes soaked from the rain. He threw the money onto the table. His wife, Ada, gasped in shock. The very next morning, they rushed David to the hospital. The doctors worked tirelessly, and slowly, miraculously, David got better. His laughter returned. His small hands gripped his father's once more. For the first time in years, their home was filled with joy. Tunde believed he had won. But the price of his wealth had not yet been revealed. That night, just as they were preparing to take David home, something went terribly wrong. Without warning, David clutched his chest. His tiny body convulsed. His breath came in ragged gasps. Panic filled the room. "David!" Tunde rushed to his side. His heart pounded as his son's trembling hand reached for him. "Daddy, help me!" The doctors ran in, voices shouting, machines beeping wildly, and then silence. David lay still, his eyes empty, his chest no longer rising. Tunde's world shattered in an instant. The money in his pockets, the wealth in his hands, none of it mattered anymore, because the very life he had fought to save was the price he had unknowingly paid. Grief swallowed him whole. Rage burned in his chest. He stormed back into the forest, back to the shrine, his hands trembling with fury. The figure was waiting, smiling. "You tricked me." Tunde's voice cracked with anger and sorrow. "My son is dead." The figure chuckled, eyes glowing in the dim light. "Oh, but you agreed to the price, Tunde. Wealth in exchange for what you loved most." The words sank into Tunde's soul like a dagger. His knees gave out. The money slipped from his hands, scattering across the floor. Worthless, meaningless. Back at the hospital, Ada wept over David's lifeless body, and Tunde stood frozen. He looked at his hands, not stained with blood, but with regret. In his quest to save his son, he had unknowingly signed his death sentence, and as the candle at the shrine flickered one last time, Tunda finally understood. Some riches come at a cost too great to bear. Be careful what you wish for.